Hey guys, welcome back. Today on The Untidy Artist, we are making the December Birthstone Flower Fairy. The birthstone for December is this beautiful turquoisey blue zircon. I'm really excited to show you guys how I put this doll together. If you are interested in purchasing a fairy kit, I do sell them in my Etsy shop. I'll put a link below. Stick around to the end of this video. I will be showing you a sneak peek of the newest kit that will be coming out soon. If you enjoy this, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do. It helps me out so much, and share it with a friend that loves fairies. All right, let's grab some supplies and get started. The flower we'll be using for this doll skirt is this beautiful blue rose. I love the ruffly petals on the inside. I did buy this a while ago. I'll try and link something similar below. And then we have our thread. I've got a darker blue, a lighter blue, and then this soft metallic blue. This thread is a little bit tricky to work with, but it's so worth it, and I love what it added to this doll. Then we have our little zircon crystals. This is part of a birthstone mix that I got. Swarovski unfortunately does not make crafting crystals anymore. I will link something similar below. And then I've got my E6000 glue and a toothpick. I have this cute little rhinestone and sequin blue flower, and then some glitter. This is a mix that has light blue and silver in it. It is a Christmas mix that I got from Michael's a couple years ago. I have some Mod Podge and a paintbrush. We'll be using this to attach the glitter to her skirt. I have a sharp pair of scissors, my trusty glue gun set on low because it's much easier to work with the glue, and then of course we have our fairy doll. If you're new to making fairies, you'll want to check out my basic flower fairy tutorial where I teach you how to take a wooden bead, some floral wire, and some embroidery floss for the skin and the hair and twist it into this cute little doll. I do have a tutorial on different skin tones, and then you can see I've already styled her hair. I realized it's been quite a while since I've done a curly hairstyle. I have a tutorial that shows you exactly how to create this hairstyle. It's only half styled at this point, but I'll put a link for that below. Okay, the first step is to dress our doll. So I'm going to grab my darker blue thread and I'm going to wrap up right to underneath her arms and then give her a little pair of shorts. And I just came out with a bunch of new tutorials that kind of do a deep dive into each of these steps. Those will also all be linked below. Then I'm taking this light blue metallic and I'm wrapping it just right around the top and giving her some straps. And yes, I do have a tutorial that shows you exactly how to do the top of her dress. So this is what we've got so far, and then I'm going to set her aside, grab my flower, and pull it apart. And this flower had so many beautiful layers, and then I start layering it together to decide how I want the skirt to lay. Originally, I was going to put bigger petals on the top, and so I kind of layer it together in different ways. Fold it in half, hold it up to my doll, and you can see I added some of those ruffly petals to the top of the skirt, and I love how this turned out. Then we're going to cut an X into the center of each petal, and you can see here I'm kind of, because these petals were so thin, I didn't want to cut all the way through, so I'm just kind of going around and cutting a little bit right through the center so we can slide the petals up and around our doll's waist. And then you can see here is where I'm just folding in half and then in half again, creating an X in the center so we can just slide all of these petals up and around her waist. And so I'm going to take the top petals, starting with the top petals, I'm going to slide them up and around her waist, kind of arranging them as I go. And these thinner petals were a little bit tricky to get up and around her waist. And then after I have them all slid up, I'm going to grab my glue gun and I'm going to attach the skirt to the doll. So tiny dabs of glue between each layer, and I make sure that the layers are overlapping nicely. We don't want the petals sitting directly on top of each other. We want them to alternate a little bit, and this is what we've got so far, and I just love how this turned out. I love those little ruffly layers on the top. So pretty. Then I'm going to give her some gloves and some shoes. So I'm grabbing this lighter blue and I'm giving her some gloves and some shoes. I will link that tutorial below. And I really love adding the gloves and the shoes to the Birthstone Fairies because I think it just makes them look really fancy. Now we're going to style her hair. So this took me, I'm not kidding, maybe an hour and a half. And I remember why I don't do curly hair more. I kind of turn into a crazy perfectionist, and it took me quite a while to get this hairstyle done. I did leave the curls in bigger ringlets than the tutorial, my basic curly hairstyle tutorial, but I really just loved how this turned out. Then I'm going to grab my Mod Podge and my paintbrush and my glitter, and I'm going to put the tiniest layer of glue right around her waist and then some of the glitter. So I was going to add more glitter to her, but after spending so long arranging her curls, I didn't want to mess her hair up at all. So I'm just adding, I'm being very careful not to mess her hair up. And I'm just adding a little bit of that glitter right around her waist, just to add a little bit of sparkle. And then I'm going to apply my crystals. So I grab my E6000 glue, a toothpick, and I'm going to put a little bit of the glue right at the top of her dress. And then I'm going to grab the crystal and put the crystal on top of the glue. And I like using this type of glue because the crystals just stay on better. You could also use a tacky craft glue. And then I decided there were 5 big petals around the bottom, and I decided to add 1 crystal to each of the bigger petals along the bottom of her skirt, just to add some more sparkle. So we've got the 5 crystals around the base of her dress, and then I'm going to take this little sequin and rhinestone flower, put the tiniest dab of glue on it, and gently press it onto the side of the curls. You don't want to press it down too hard. We just want it to barely attach to her curls on the side. And that's it, guys. We're all set. So I actually filmed this tutorial on my daughter's birthday. She just turned 23, and she has beautiful auburn curly hair. So this doll was definitely inspired by my beautiful daughter, and I just love how she turned out. What do you guys think? I'd love to know in the comments below. This has been such a fun series to do. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do this next year. I know I was planning on doing fairies from around the world for 2021, and I'm hoping to start doing those in 2022. If you are interested in purchasing a fairy kit, you can do that by clicking on the link below. It will take you to my Etsy shop. I have a lot of fun kits coming out this year, and here is a sneak peek of a winter kit that's coming out in the next couple weeks. I love these flowers together, and there's just so many fun things in this kit, so I'm excited to show you all more about that. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate your support. I appreciate your kind words. If you want to share your fairies, you can do that with the hashtag #UntidyArtistFairyDoll on Instagram. And you guys are the best. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.